Hello, all you thoughtfully made people out there. It's Courtney Morrison with Made Architecture and Design, back with another weekend review. So last weekend was a family day, and we did church on Sunday afternoon. Typically, how we like to do our weekends. And then on Monday, I had a call with a client in Gwinnett County, a project that I've had for a little while, and we got some site work done, but coming vertical, time has passed, and so the client has switched contractors, and we've worked with Gwinnett County to try to get this one across the finish line, but really just wanted to circle back with them and say, hey, look, here's where we were, here's where we are. We have not abandoned the project, and here's what we intend to do going forward. And so that was good to touch base with them and get that going. Then I had lunch with a Marietta City Council Member on Monday, which was really good. He's a developer, and so he and I had lunch, and we were able to talk shop and talk about the council and his experience on the planning commission and just in the city, all kinds of things. And so it was really good to be able to do that. I enjoyed that a lot. And then on Tuesday, I had a call with a structural engineer who's going to be working on the Modern Lakehouse Project that I have down south of the city. And so he is new to the team. The contractor brought him in. And so he and I talked through the project and talked through his process and where the project has been, excuse me, and where it's going. And so that was a really good call. I'm excited to have him on board. One thing that to note there that's a little bit interesting and different than what maybe I would typically do is normally I have full engineering packages for all of my projects. Most of them require them. There may be something that's small that doesn't, but for the most part, we always bring a structural engineer. And his agreement with the general contractor who's going to build the house was for a foundation design, and that the framing would be provided by the lumber supplier. I've never worked that way, and I expressed my concern to the structural engineer and to the contractor about that setup, but we talked through it, and so we're going to try to make that work. I will see how that goes, and I'll update you guys in future we can review videos. And that's not a knock at the contractor, it's not a knock on the structural engineer, it's just how this process has kind of come together. And so we will see how that goes, but I'm excited to work with a new structural engineer. So that was on Tuesday, and then Wednesday I had a call with a contractor who is pursuing a project with a church in Stone Mountain, and they called me to talk through kind of the design process and what they want to do, and we set up a meeting to go out there and see that. I think we're pretty well aligned, and I'm excited to get involved with that. And then Thursday we had a pricing review call for the pizza shop. I've talked about this a little bit. We had a basically a budget bust, and the scope had just grown more than what the budget could support, and so we're trying to figure out how to dial that back. And so we had a call with the ownership group, the interior designer, and the contractor who had priced it, and we talked through where we thought we could dial back some scope, if the budget could adjust up any, and we're trying to find the middle ground there. But it was a good call, it was productive, and excited to be able to push that along. Thursday afternoon and then Friday, I talked about this in my year in review and kind of looking into 2026, that I was considering changing my software package. So currently I use Revit LT, and it's fine. It's been great for the first 4.5 years of the business here, but I feel like I'm lacking the ability to do photorealistic renderings in-house. And so I was thinking about changing software packages, and I have a friend who's an architect, and he uses Rhino with VisualARQ. VisualARQ being a Rhino plugin that allows it to operate in more of a BIM fashion. And so I downloaded Rhino and VisualARQ and started doing some tutorials. Rhino and VisualARQ very generously give a 90-day trial period, which is great. I don't know how anybody does anything in 2 weeks or even 30 days, but 90 is awesome from those two companies. And so downloaded them, started working through tutorials, caught on pretty quickly, honestly. I understand Rhino is a solids modeler. I've used solids modelers before. You can basically model anything in Rhino. If you can think of it and you can figure out how to model it, you can do it. It's extremely powerful modeling program. And VisualARQ being the plugin for that kind of makes uses walls and windows and doors and things like that to give the building information modeling component. So I did some tutorials, really helpful, really not that bad to pick up. Some nuances to each, obviously, and different workflow than Rhino. But spent, I don't know, call it a day and a half over that 2-day period doing that. Felt like I learned enough and think I'm probably not going to go down that rabbit hole. Really, there's some cost savings by using Rhino and VisualARQ. Revit is very expensive. Full Revit is very expensive and really overkill for the scale and project type that I have. But I just felt like, I can do what I need to do in Revit, and I can upgrade to full Revit for a cost, obviously, and be able to do the rendering that I want to do. So I think I'm going to stick with Revit, even though the cost of it really is painful, if I'm being perfectly honest, because it's just so expensive. But it's just part of it. So I think that's the route I'm going to go. I learned enough about Rhino and VisualARQ, I think, to be able to make my decision, make an informed decision, and say, yeah, I could learn that, but I don't think I need to. I think I'll stick with Revit and be able to adopt a rendering, in-house rendering, photorealistic rendering capability. So that was kind of Thursday, Friday combined there. And then Saturday, I'm going to play golf with some friends before the weather gets super cold, and I'm really looking forward to that, spend some time with family as well. So that is all I have for now. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts about who we are, what we do, how we do it, I would love to hear from you guys below. Perhaps address a future comment on one of these week in review videos. So that's all I have for now. I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Y'all be particular.